to record.
Woo, we got it.
Our Zoom number was hacked. I don't know how that happened, but my whole account was. And so we really round up with some difficulty there, and that all of our numbers got canceled. And so encourage people, if they didn't know the change, that we are changed to this new number. So I apologize for that inconvenience for everyone. But anyway, a really wonderful story that I'm going to ask Julie to stay on with me, and everybody else, that tonight be more or less a working session. The stories are amazing. I think, before every conference, like Anaheim's coming up in the spring, we need to have Carolyn share her, excitement about conference, because conferences are amazing. They do give you a spark of energy when you hear other people's stories. That just really does, I guess you'd say, light the fire of enthusiasm as far as people sharing what we have. And it always, as I listen to the stories every Thursday night, just listen to how many stories are around children and children's health. And because of the challenges, and that's just unacceptable, in our world. I think we obviously, from what you're hearing too, Juice Plus makes a huge difference. And we've seen this over and over. I mean, Juice Plus has been with us now, well, it's 28 years, but we're going on 30 years. And of course, fruits and vegetables are not anything new, but this convenient way for people to consume them, and for it to make the huge difference for children that it does, as well as adults. How amazing. I feel like it's just a moral responsibility at this point that we make sure everybody knows about it. Now, I saw somebody who put in the chat, Emily wanted to share her story. Is there someone, Emily, who would like to share hers before we continue on?
She did, Cheryl, and I have her. I actually see her on the screen. Emily, if you want to share your story, you can go ahead and share it now.
Yeah.
She's from Lauren's team. I was talking to her on the side.
Okay.
You have to unmute though. Do you know how to unmute? Hold on here. Let me invite her to unmute. Oh. You have to hit the mute button down in the corner, Emily. You're muted, honey. I see you talking.
No, she doesn't realize that she's not, that she's.
I don't think
muted.
she does. Here we go.
Maybe I can unmute her. Let me see. Let's see, Emily.
Oh, there we go.
Hi.
All right, there's Emily. Hi.
Hi.
Emily, you said you
Can
wanted.
everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I've been on this bus for 11 years. My friend Peyton got me on it after some lots of coaxing. And the benefits that I've noticed are my digestive system is working better. My gums are healthier. And if I don't take my Juice Plus, my energy is low, but if I take it, I do take it constantly, but if I forget to take it one day, I can feel it in my energy. My energy is lost. So that I will not stop taking Juice Plus, even though I still take my fruits and vegetables. Juice Plus is a thing that I take every morning. I take my chewies. I can't swallow capsules, so I take chewies.
Okay. Well, Emily, we love that you love Juice Plus, and we love that it's good for you. And we're so happy that you've joined us and that you're on our call tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your story, Emily. Thank you. So now I'm going to go back to Julie. And Julie, maybe you can, you and I here take this take this call together. I'll let her, I've asked her to co-host with me. And I think tonight we're going to talk about, what's the plan? What's the plan? And I'm going to take it right to Anaheim conference. You heard Carolyn talk about how she loved conference and it just made all the difference in the world for her. And we've seen that over and over. But, with that goal in mind of an event, it's going to be a live event after we've all been locked in for so long. Let's back up to today and say, what's the plan for this month? What's the plan? What is your daily method of operation going to look like? I've been with the Juice Plus company now for 34 years and looking forward to the next 34. It's an amazing adventure. And, over the years, there have been many techniques that have come and gone. We started with a rotary dial phone, and today you can look at people across the world anywhere. And there was no such thing even as a conference call. So there's been a lot of evolution, but there have been some things that have been totally basic. They never change, and they really are, the foundation of what makes our business happen. And our business really has, there are various seasons. There are times when we, are really, I guess you're getting ready for, explosive growth, and then you're handling that growth, and then you're getting ready again for explosive growth, and you're handling that growth. And if we look at the 3 times in the year where, people just really, their business just expands, it excels, it accelerates. And those months would be January, because it's the beginning of the new year. I mean, how many people wake up on the first day of the year and, what do they think? My health's going to be better. I'm going on a health program. I'm going to do exercise, all these things that they're going to do. And so the New Year's resolution, we then say spring, around April, May. Again, there's that renewal of energy that you're going to get, you're going to get in shape for the bathing suit. You're going to really take care of re-upping your commitment to good health and to, just taking care of yourself. And there are always financial goals that go along with those personal and health benefits. And so then again, the next season would be September as kids go back to school, and it's kind of like new beginning again. So at those new beginnings, we really see a surge of business from a company standpoint. We see it in our own businesses, and that happens. It happens every year. So you want to take advantage of that. You want to do everything you can to prepare for it, to really get ready to take advantage of the surge that is going to come. They've been very basic always, is whatever you do, whatever activity you do in December, really write your check for the following year. You can put in place activity this month, and everybody, has that feeling of the season. They want to reach out, whether they're together in person, whether there's just a lighthearted feeling usually to this time of year, because it usually means family, it means gatherings. This year, it looks like gatherings are going to be much more, open to all of us. So that's going to be a blessing as well. So what's the activity? What's the action plan for this month? And so Julie, maybe share with people, maybe you can share what the action plan you're looking at. We can ask others if they would join in too on what's your action plan for this month, as far as getting ready to have that, surge of business that's going to happen in January.
Well, that is a great question, Cheryl. And it has to go with just part of who I am is being consistent. And it's not saying, okay, January 1st is when I'm going to start making things happen for this big explosive month in January. No, it's happening right now, today, like you said, today. And it reminds me of a fitness trainer that I had, and she talked a lot about like goals or people wanting to lose weight or be healthy. She said, don't start tomorrow. Throw that piece of cake that's in your mouth, throw it out, spit it out, and begin right now. And I've thought a lot about that, because to me, just being consistent, doing consistent activity is what is important. And I teach school. And so part of my consistent activity, and still now, even through December is that I work before school. I have my lunch, and then I have my Juice Plus time, and then right after school, I just make it a habit before I leave school. I just stay right where I am. I have my Juice Plus stuff. I have my my Juice Plus. This is the best device ever to work my business and to make phone calls. And I stay there at school until I have done the amount of time that I need to. And what I'm working on is just giving gratitude and giving educational pieces to people and talking to people, and still working every single day and reaching out to people and giving thanks. And so then when January comes, then that's when I'm already planting all of those seeds, and that's when I can harvest those.
Well, and I think that's the thing, the bottom line message is planting the seeds, talking to people, finding out what they want, what are they looking forward to in the new year, what do they hope their years is going to look like. Just the question of how are you, really enlists a lot from people right now. How are you doing? We're all just coming out of something that is, no one in any of our lives has ever experienced before, as far as this whole pandemic is concerned. So really reaching out to people, talking to them, how frequently can you get together if that's possible for you? What kind of events can you have? Virtual events, certainly we're also looking at what we can do from a in-home standpoint, having home events, things of that nature. Is just to create exposure, and creating exposure around the holidays is always a fun time to do it, because it can be around events that celebrate the season. So, one of the things you said that's so important is consistency. It is really important. I mean, there are really four, I call them the 4 C's, it's consistency, commitment to yourself. What you heard Julie just say was she's going to be consistent with talking to people before school, lunchtime, after school. So she has more or less woven it into her day, but it's the commitment to do it every day. We all have tomorrow, but tomorrow never gets here, as my mother used to say. Tomorrow is always going to be tomorrow. It never is today. And so it's really important to look at that today and what that day holds. But that consistency, that commitment to yourself. So it's consistency, commitment to self. And the commitment you make to yourself is the most important. It's not commitment to your upline or the company, or even to the downline, or it's the commitment you make to yourself that's huge. The next C would be connection, to stay connected. Certainly with the immediate team that you have, being connected to the whole team, the Monday night call. If any of you were on our call this past Monday, Make It Happen Monday. If you haven't, you want to get the recording. One of the best talks I think I ever heard Dr. Benitez do in my entire career. She was amazing. And so you're really hearing things that are very, very powerful that you can share with others. So consistency, commitment to yourself. What's that commitment going to be? Stay connected to everything. Choose the things that you are going to be involved in, where you stay immersed in that, I guess you'd say, events or activities that feed your spirit, that renew it. I love this call on Thursday night because I get to hear the stories, and stories that usually there would be no way for many of us to hear otherwise. We don't necessarily come across you that have shared your stories at a convention or a meeting or a gathering, because you may live across the country. If we're at a big live event, we might not get an opportunity to meet, or there may not be an opportunity to share the story. So events where stories are shared is very, very important, but you want to have that connection. The Monday night call, I really started for myself, because if I was committed to something that I was going to not only participate in, but have to lead, then I would have to show up. And so I showed up every night now for 33 years. So, design those things that are going to keep you immersed in activity that's going to result in creating exposure. And the more exposure you create this month, the more people will be ready to start up in January. And that's the thing. You don't want to start thinking about this January the 1st. You want to be able to take part of that natural momentum that happens in the beginning of the new year, and have those people in place that have heard about what you have, that have thoughts about it already, that maybe have already started on the product, that have other people they want to share it with. So I think just extremely important as far as what's your strategy going to be this month? What is the game plan? And it can be a really good idea to, make an outline of that game plan. Is it going to be a Christmas event at your house? Is it going to be how many people you're going to reach out to? Maybe it's reaching out with a Christmas card, or something that is, aside from digital, because at this day and age, we kind of like getting things that are not just all digital. So what is your plan going to be as far as creating the exposure that needs to be created in this month? Because people are very receptive, they're very open. Everybody wants more connection. The fourth thing would be community. To really realize, and what did I hear from a number of you tonight who shared your stories, is, you love being part of the community, like-minded people. It makes a big difference as far as, staying in that positive mindset. And so the positive mindset comes to you, or it's an infusion, if you stay closely connected to your community. So I would encourage you, any event that you can participate in, that you can, get into, that you can have refuel, you might say, your spirit, is going to be extremely important. I thought I would ask tonight too. There are, a number of you on the call, but there are not so many that we can't have participation. So give me some input. Does anybody have anything they're doing this month that they're excited about, that they feel like will create exposure for what they have to offer? Anybody want to share with us this evening? Don't be shy. Okay. Who would like to share with us what is going on in your world as far as your month of December? I see Ruth getting really close to the camera there. Ruth, you want to share?
Hello, I just got promoted to qualifying senior sales coordinator.
Yahoo! Let's give her a big hand.
So I'm excited about that.
I haven't gotten the list yet of anybody, their promotions. So we're so proud of you. That's great. I'm so happy to hear it.
Thank you. And it's also my 5-year anniversary with the company. So it's very exciting.
Congratulations as well. And then it'll be 10, and then 15, and one day it'll be 35.
Exactly. That's the plan. I was talking to someone, one of my partners today, and I said, I have one mission, one goal is Use Plus. I have no other irons in the fire. There's nowhere else for me to go. But with the team, we just do fun things together. We did something 2 weeks ago, and it was called Browse and Brunch, and we went out and brought. It was really fun. It was a lot of fun, but we're doing a lot of training and getting our mindsets here, because our team is fairly new, and we're working on growing our belief in the company, in the product, in ourselves, so that when we hit January, we're 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 going full force this whole month and taking that momentum right into next month. So we're doing a salad in a jar and a soup in a jar party. We also have something called Friends and Family every Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. We do Friends and Family, and we get people on the call, gives them the opportunity to share their story. And we're also inviting our customers to share their story. So it's going to be a Juice Plus partner and a customer, so that it brings more people to the call.
And that's great. And that's a great idea. And also to have the stories and the customer stories, because it's very inspiring to people to hear the stories. So that's a great idea.
So
And one thing I'd suggest too, that for any of you, and it's really worked well, I still do it, right we do it every week, is to put together with your team, those people who really are, like you said, Ruth, it's a relatively new team, but put together people who are, they're interested in their businesses really growing. And, there've been times when I called it a mastermind, we call it our think tank. Right now, some of my national marketing directors will get together on a weekly basis. And, what's the plan for the week? What's the plan for the month? You might start out with what's the plan for the month and then break it down to the week. And I would encourage you to have them, write out who's on their dream team. I love asking that question of new people or people that I'm working with is, right now, we're not going to decide whether somebody thinks they will or they won't, or will they join me, or maybe they will, maybe they won't. Don't prejudge or predetermine, but just, write down a list of the dream team and then talk about those people with each other. Why do you want this person on your dream team? What is it that you like or admire about this person that you would want them to be part of it? When you do that kind of activity together, it's almost like it not only inspires each other to think of more people, but it also gives people courage to go out and invite and create that exposure. So that's been a technique that's always worked really well for me. And I would encourage you, because you'll be surprised how many people will come up with when you're doing that in a group as far as their list. But you can't decide whether they will or won't. They're going to have to decide that, okay? But give everybody a chance, give them the option. And then what is it that people really like and admire about the person they have on their list? Because to share with somebody what you really, truly admire about them, why you would want them on your team, can be very powerful. It doesn't mean that they have to join, but it does give them some vision of why you would like for them to be part of it. So is that something that looks like it would feel good, Ruth, for you and your group?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's really been a good thing for me over the years. It's, we've had mastermind groups from everything from trying to look at what would be a good thing for the company to, bring to us as we got into NMD teams, but especially, from the youngest team to the national marketing director teams. It's, what is our activity going to look like? What is our daily method of operation going to be as a unit and then individually? And I think that's an important part too, is what's the group going to do? And then what individually is each person going to do? But it really has made a difference in my 34 years. We also, when I have groups that get together and stay together like that, we also put personal goals down. Not just business goals, but personal goals. And you'll be surprised how much you can get done when other people know that you're working at doing it. So those are things that have worked well. And thank you, Ruth, for your input. Who else would like to share with us what they're looking at as far as this month is concerned and their activity? Because it's what you're doing with exposure and activity and events and things with a group is you are creating momentum, and you're the only person who can for yourself. I mean, momentum is created by consistent activity, the commitment to consistent activity, and you're the only one who's in control of your activity. So you really are in control of the momentum that your organization can create, especially this month. And it's like anything. I know many of you are trainers, personal fitness trainers. I'm very envious of that. But when momentum hits, because you are consistent, and then you begin to see results. It doesn't happen the first day or the first week, but you're consistent, and then results always come about. So who else would like to share with us? We have a few more minutes on what your month is looking like. What's your plan of activity? Anybody?
Cheryl, I could say real quick, I have a tower garden at a health food grocery store, and I teach a class there once a week on how to tower garden. And then at our Deer Isle Town Hall, this is an island with a population of about 3,000 people in the winter, many more in the summer. But the town hall has let me put a tower garden there. So it's growing there. And people who come in to pay their boat license or whatever, they get to see it. And I'm going to start teaching a class there once a week as well. So, and the people who work at the town hall are really, they're so excited. They had a little lunch of microgreens a few days ago for the first time. And so that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. And again, it's looking for ways to create community within your community. She's offering something that I know everybody's interested in now, is learning how, just think about sustainable growing, the fact that we want to be in control of our food. Life's very different these days. You want to know what you're eating. But that, and then of course, with that exposure, the Tower Garden is the best example of what we stand for, which is good, clean, pure food. So, a wonderful way to reach out to the market in the community and create exposure. One of our national marketing directors, Amanda Wright, says her whole objective is she wants to do things so that when people look at her, they'll say, oh, that's the Juice Plus girl, or that's the Juice Plus woman. So that, she creates that identity that she's the one who is out there really, I guess you would say, leading the charge, carrying the flag for healthy eating, good nutrition, pay attention to your body and what you can do for it, that you are in control. So great ideas, Edie. One more. Anybody else? Give us another idea that maybe you're doing for this month to get momentum in place.
Cheryl, this is Julie. I don't know if this other Julie wants to go, but I just have something that keeps coming to my mind, and I would love to share it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you talk a lot about gratitude. So this kind of goes before doing the action steps that thanks to you and thanks to things my sister shared and some other people have shared about gratitude and how important that is. I made it a habit to, when I wake up in the morning, before I look at my phone, before anything, I sit up on the side of my bed and I take about 10 minutes and I'm just grateful for things, grateful for the day before, right now, the day I have. And it's amazing the inspiration that comes. I also keep a notepad right next to my bed because names will come to my mind. Specific things that I need to do to help my business move forward will come to my mind. And I will just write. And then throughout the day, I'll go and do it and I'll check it off. And we'll go and do it and I'll check it off. And it's just been this wonderful practice of gratitude. So thank you so much.
And this is a wonderful way to end this call, because of anything in my life that I've ever discovered that has brought me great happiness, I can say probably more happiness than anything else I can think of, is the practice of gratitude. And it's something you have to be committed to, because if practiced daily, it makes all the difference in the world. In 1992, I came across this book, and it had many different covers over the years because it's gone into reprint many times. But the name of it is Gratitude, a Way of Life. I didn't expect really for us to talk about this tonight, but it was laying on my desk. And it's something that I do truly know. It puts you in a positive state. And that positive state is the foundation for everything good in your business and in your life. And at times, when times are challenging or difficult, it's a place of solace and repair as far as your emotions, your life, your just all of your physical being, as well as your emotional and spiritual being. But it does put you in a positive state. And Julie, you're so right. When you're in a state of gratitude, things just kind of happen, in a good way. And so I would highly encourage that. And I'm also going to, and we'll end tonight with this because we're going to be a little over time here. But the other thing that's very powerful book, because again, it's all mindset. It's how you think and what you're thinking about all day. And we all have had so many challenges thrown at us in the past 2 years. It's not just that the world's in a pandemic. It's the fact that we've had to live in this so long and with so much uncertainty that that's a ripple effect that happens. And between gratitude and also mindset. And I love this. I came across this even before I think I did the gratitude books. It's been a long time. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, Dr. Joseph Murphy. But I'd like to just read this one paragraph to you, because what Julie's talking about is pretty much the same thing here, except gratitude is the basis for what you're going to hear me say. You are building your mental home at all times, and your thoughts and mental imagery represent the blueprint of your life. Hour by hour, moment by moment, you can build radiant health, success, happiness by the thoughts that you think, the ideas that you hold in your mind, the beliefs you accept, and the scenes that you rehearse in the hidden studio of your mind over and over. This stately mansion, upon the construction of which you are perpetually engaged, because we have that little voice we're going on in our head all the time. It is your personality, your identity on this plane, and your whole life story on this earth is really basically that, what is going on in your thought process all the time. So gratitude is the basis of what really brings the power to something like this. And again, the mindset. I love that, because it truly is. We talk about being in state, and I heard that word, first of all, from Jeff Roberti. Being in state means that you're in the best, most positive state. And that when you are, then everything seems to just kind of fall into place. And the beauty of that is we have control of that, just like we have control of our activity. We can design our days, our time, our life the way we choose. And it's not an easy task, but one, if pursued with consistency, just like our business, is going to pay off in a big way. And I heard Jay Martin once tell somebody, I don't remember exactly what the exact setting was, but he said, if you really are engaged in what we do, said all the skills, life skills that we need for a happy, healthy life, no matter what your profession, this is a good place to exercise the activities that make those skills work. So I think we're very blessed, not only for our product, not only for our amazing pay plan, and that's probably something we should do on this call again soon, is go over the pay plan, since it's been relaxed quite a bit. But we are in the best place we could ever be, from a product standpoint, from a business standpoint. We are the people who can make the difference now for the world. I truly believe that. But we also are part of a community that really supports really good basic health, happiness, mental health, as well as physical health. And this is an important thing right now as well. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to be on with everybody. Julie, thank you. Thank all of our speakers. All of you that spoke. Emily, we're happy that you're doing well. And we just really appreciate this Juice Plus family. So good night, folks. Good night.
Thank you,
I'll see
Cheryl.
you on Monday. Let's hear you on Monday night, and every chance we can get together. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night.
folks.
Congratulations